So let's begin with the first one, and the first topic is start with the IBC code. IBC code, and my recommendation will be pick up any latest edition of the IBC book and start reading this book from the section 1 to the last section. And this is what you should do 3-4 times. एंड आई कैन टेल यू फ्रेंड्स, जब आप उसको पहली बार पढ़ोगे तो आपको कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा, थोड़ा दूसरी बार पढ़ोगे तो कुछ समझ में आएगा, तीसरी बार पढ़ोगे तो सब कुछ समझ में आने लगेगा. सो यू स्टार्ट विद द IBC कोड बेयर एक्ट. स्टार्ट विद द बेयर एक्ट. Once you have done the IBC code, then you come to the rules and regulations under the IBC code. And why I am suggesting that you must do rules and regulations after you have done the IBC code, because एक बार आपको IBC code के सारे provisions ध्यान में आ गए तो आपको regulations को समझने में बहुत आसानी होगी. और क्यों आसानी होगी? बिकॉज ऑल दी रेगुलेशंस आर नथिंग बट एक्सपेंशन, और दे आर नथिंग बट जूमिंग ऑफ द प्रोविजंस ऑफ द IBC कोड. तो उनको एक्सपेंड किया हुआ है फ्रॉम द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑफ द एप्लीकेबिलिटी. सो फर्स्ट स्टार्ट विद द IBC कोड, देन कम टू द रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस. नाउ ये दोनों आपको 3-4 बार पढ़ने पड़ेंगे. 3-4 बार पढ़ेंगे तो आपकी एकदम प्रिपरेशन स्ट्रांग हो जाएगी. आई एम श्योर देयर इज नो डाउट अबाउट इट. एंड रिमेंबर व्हाट यू शुड आल्सो डू, कीप अ हाइलाइटर पेन विद यू एंड कीप हाइलाइटिंग वॉट एवर यू फील इज इंपॉर्टेंट. कीप हाइलाइटिंग. व्हेन यू आर रीडिंग, कीप मेकिंग अ नोट साइड वाइज. एक साइड में एक नोटबुक रखिए, उस पर नोट बनाते चलिए. क्या नोट बनाते चलिए कि आपके हिसाब से जो आप पढ़ रहे हैं उसमें से कोई क्वेश्चन बनता है क्या. तो एनी लाइकली क्वेश्चन जो आपको लगता है इस पर बनता है, राइट इट डाउन. बिकॉज ऑल्सो रिमेंबर, जो भी क्वेश्चन डाटा बेस है जो IBBI का जो डाटा बेस है क्वेश्चंस का, दैट डाटा बेस इज कमिंग फ्रॉम वेयर? दैट डाटा बेस इज कमिंग लाइक दिस ओनली. सो दैट इज वॉट यू शुड डू. अब ये दोनों जो कोड है और रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस हैं, उसका टोटल वेटेज पूरे एग्जाम में 40 मार्क्स का है. सो आई एम श्योर यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड हाउ इम्पॉर्टेंट इट इज. एंड रिमेंबर, सिर्फ 40 मार्क्स का नहीं है, बल्कि 66 मार्क्स का है. क्यों 66 मार्क्स का है? क्योंकि 40 मार्क्स का तो कोड में से डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन आएंगे और रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस में से डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन आएंगे. उसके अलावा केस स्टडीज भी है, ट्रांजैक्शन एनालिसिस भी है. एंड दोज केस स्टडीज एंड दोज ट्रांजैक्शन एनालिसिस आर अगेन गोइंग टू बी लिंक्ड with the provisions of the code and the provisions of the regulations. And therefore, your preparation of the code, your preparation of the rules and regulations will prepare you for 66 marks. And please remember, what you need for passing the exam is only 60 marks. क्या मतलब है? मतलब ये है कि अगर आपकी तैयारी अच्छी हो गई of the code and the regulations, you can virtually think that you have reached to the threshold of passing the exam. It's just few things that you need to do. After the completion of the code and the rules and regulations, now you come to the topic number 8. So I'm sure friends, all of you must have done it. If you have not done it, then you must do it now. Download the copy of the course curriculum from the IBBI's website. And remember, आपके अभी जो एग्ज़ाम है उसके लिए जो कोर्स करिकुलम है, उसके लिए आपको जो भी रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस जून 2019 तक आए हैं उनकी ही तैयारी करनी है. सो जून 2019 के बाद अगर कोई रेगुलेशन आया है या कोई रूल आया है या कोई अमेंडमेंट आया है तो उसकी आपको तैयारी नहीं करनी है, क्योंकि वो आपके कोर्स का हिस्सा नहीं है. सो दैट इज़ वॉट यू शुड ऑल्सो रिमेंबर. सो अब आप क्या करिए, आप एक कॉपी डाउनलोड कर लीजिए फ्रॉम द वेबसाइट ऑफ IBBI ऑफ द सिलेबस, और उसका जो आइटम नंबर 8 है, नाउ यू कम आफ्टर यू कंप्लीट द कोड, आफ्टर यू कंप्लीट द रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस, नाउ you come to the item number 8, which is on the case laws. And what are these case laws? These case laws are the judgments passed by the Supreme Court, High Court, NCLAT and NCLT. and all put together there are 59 case laws. That means what? That means under this item number 8 that you are seeing on your screen, you will have to prepare 59 case laws. And all these 59 case laws together with a list are available on the website of IBBI. So you do not have to go anywhere. These are all readily available on the website of IBBI. List is available, and list is available category wise. List of the case laws of Supreme Court, of the High Court, of the NCLAT, of the NCLT. All is given like that. Prepare these case laws, and that will have the weightage of 10 marks. Degree of preparation, professional. You have to be absolutely thorough. एब्सोल्युटली थॉरो. तो ये जो 59 केस लॉज जिसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं, अगर आपने इन 59 केस लॉज को अच्छी तरह से पढ़ लिया, रिमेंबर फ्रेंड्स, नॉट ओनली दिस विल हेल्प यू इन पासिंग द एग्जाम. एज ए मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट, even once you pass the exam and start practicing as an insolvency professional, that time also this knowledge of these 59 case laws will help you immensely. So we were at the point number 1 and point number 2. From the point number 2 we jump to the point number 8, and from the point number 8, and that is we come to the point number 9 and 10. So point number 9, that means topic number 9 of the part of the syllabus is on case analysis on corporate insolvency. So remember, the IBC is divided into two parts. The part number 1 relates to the insolvency, liquidation of the corporates. And corporates would mean companies incorporated under the Companies Act and the limited liability partnerships. So these two entities, or the matters relating to these two type of entities, will fall into the category of corporate insolvency. So the topic number 9 is case analysis relating to corporate insolvency, resolution and liquidation. उसका weightage 12 marks का है. And so you will have 6 questions. Each question will be of 2 marks, and so you have to prepare accordingly. Now case analysis on the corporate insolvency resolution, which is part of the topic 9, इसमें क्या है फ्रेंड्स, इसमें केस लॉज नहीं है. जो पहले हमने पॉइंट नंबर 8 पे जो डिस्कस किया उसमें केस लॉज थे 59 केस लॉज. हियर व्हाट दे विल डू, हियर दे विल क्रिएट अ सिनेरियो based on the provisions of the law, and they will expect you to answer those questions based on your understanding of the law. At topic number 10, you have the case analysis on individual insolvency. Individual insolvency, which is also referred as non-corporate insolvency, and the non-corporate insolvency relates to the individuals and the partnership firms, normal partnership firms. And here again you will have a case. That will case have 4 questions. Each question will be of 1 mark, and therefore the weightage is going to be 4 marks. So friends, I am sure you can understand. 20 marks for the code, 20 marks for the regulations, and 10 marks for the case laws, 12 marks for the case analysis of insolvency, corporate insolvency, 4 marks for the case analysis for the non-corporate insolvency, all put together 66 marks. So ये जो प्रिपरेशन है, ये जो टॉपिक्स हैं, जो पहले वाले जो टॉपिक्स मैंने आपको बताया, टॉपिक नंबर 1, टॉपिक नंबर 2, टॉपिक नंबर 8 and 9 and 10, ये आपको प्रोफेशनली तैयार कर रहे हैं. दैट मीन्स योर प्रिपरेशन हैज टू बी एब्सोल्युटली फिनोमिनल. Now you shift and come to the topic number 3, which is given in your syllabus. Topic number 3, friends, relates to few prescribed chapters of the Companies Act. तो Companies Act के कुछ chapters हैं which directly relate with the insolvency or matters pertaining to insolvency or liquidation or bankruptcy. And therefore, what you need to do, you do not have to read the entire Companies Act. You only have to prepare yourself for the chapters that you can, chapter 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 15, 17, 18, 20, 27, 28 and 29. So these are the chapters of the Companies Act that you will have to prepare. In case if you are a practicing company secretary, there is a full possibility that your understanding about these chapters is pretty strong already. If you are practicing a chartered accountant, also delving into the matters of company law, then again you will have the same advantage. But in case if you do not have that advantage, you have to prepare well for all these chapters of the Companies Act, and also cover the Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008. उसमें आपको क्या करना है? Nature of LLP, partnership and their relations, limitation of liability, and financial disclosures. So only these topics pertaining to limited liability partnership you have to prepare. So that's your topic number 3. Preparation degree high. Then you come to the topic number 5. And friends, purposely I'm showing and I'm discussing the topics in the order of priority. यानी कि सबसे ज़्यादा जो इम्पोर्टेंट है वो मैंने आपके साथ में सबसे पहले लिया, और इन द डिग्री ऑफ द इम्पोर्टेंस जो कम इम्पोर्टेंस है मैं उसके हिसाब से बाद में ले रहा हूँ. अब देखिए, टॉपिक नंबर 5 comprises of 8 different laws, and in 8 different laws you will have the SARFAESI Act and the RDD BFI Act. Now these two acts you have to really prepare well. So your preparation has to be professional. And why your preparation has to be professional? Because SARFAESI and RDD BFI have got direct bearing with the IBC code in one way or the other. So prepare strongly. Arbitration and Conciliation Act and the Limitation Act, your preparation got to be high. And then you have 4 SEBI regulations. As far as the 4 SEBI regulations are concerned, I'm saying check input-output ratio. Why? Because the total weightage of all these 8 laws that you see is 6 marks. 6 marks में से SARFAESI and RDDBF निकल गया, आर्बिट्रेशन एंड रिकॉन्सिलेशन निकल गया, लिमिटेशन एक्ट निकल गया. तो अब मेरे ख्याल से मुश्किल से 1 या 2 मार्क्स के क्वेश्चन आएंगे. ये जो 4 रेगुलेशंस हैं, सेबी के ICDS है, डीलिस्टिंग है, सेस्ट है, LODR है, तो वो 1-2 मार्क्स के लिए आपको कितना टाइम डिवोट करना चाहिए आप डिसाइड करिए. सो एंड हाउ डू यू डिसाइड इट? बेस्ड ऑन द इनपुट आउटपुट रेशियो. So why I am telling you all this? Because you do not have to reinvent the wheel. I have undergone it, and many people have undergone it. Their experience is like this, so you better learn from their experience. But ultimately you have to take the call, and that's your topic number 5. And then you come to the topic number 4. And remember, ये जो sequence जिसमें मैं आपसे discuss कर रहा हूँ, please prepare also in that sequence only, because first thing first, जो सबसे ज़्यादा important है पहले उसको finish करो. Under the topic 4, you have 6 other different laws: Contract Act, Partnership Act, Transfer of Property Act, Sale of Goods Act, Specific Relief Act, Negotiable Instruments Act. और ये 6 एक्ट हैं, इन सबका टोटल वेटेज इन द एग्जामिनेशन इज ऑफ 7 मार्क्स. यानी कि ये 6 एक्ट्स में से 7 मार्क्स के क्वेश्चन आएंगे. सो व्हाट आई एम रिकमेंडिंग इज your level of degree of preparation must be normal. That means there's a full possibility Indian Contract Act, as a practicing professional, you are quite well aware. The Partnership Act, as a practicing professional, you are quite well aware. And same may be the case with the Sale of the Goods Act and also the Negotiable Instruments Act. So if you are already familiar with these laws, you can save your time here and devote it on the topics which are marked as professional. Now friends, I would also recommend that what you should also do, the website of IIPI, that is the website of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, उनका जो IPA है, उन्होंने एक लर्निंग मैनेजमेंट पोर्टल बनाया है, एंड दैट पोर्टल आई फाउंड एक्सट्रीमली कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव. उसमें सब कुछ है, उसमें सारे बेयर एक्ट हैं, उसमें MCQs हैं, उसमें मॉक टेस्ट हैं, उसमें lot of very valuable information is available. So my strong recommendation will be, and incidentally, this website is open to all. So it's not that you have to be a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountant, then only you can use it. Even if you are a member of Institute of Company Secretary or Cost Accountant, even if you are a practicing lawyer, even then you can go and visit this website and make full use of it, because MCQs are available in a plenty, mock tests are available, bare acts are available, and a lot of good material is also available. So that is what you can do. That is for more for these acts that you are seeing on the screen. Then you come to the chapter number 6, and chapter 6 relates to finance and accounts. In finance and accounts, what you have to study is corporate finance, financial analysis, liquidity management, and tax planning and GST. So these are the areas which are identified. Again, remember friends, we are practicing cost accountant, chartered accountants, company secretaries, or lawyer. And I'm not sure about how much about the lawyer, but practicing chartered accountant, cost accountant, and company secretaries, their general knowledge of the finance and accounts, general understanding must be good in any case. So they would be able to handle these questions quite easily. And therefore, I cannot recommend any specific preparation because कितना करेंगे आप. लेकिन what I would certainly recommend that you must prepare the financial ratios, CAPM model, capital asset pricing model, operating leverage, financial leverage, and you should also have the broad understanding of INDES, Indian Accounting Standards. So there are 39 accounting standards which are in force today, and they have already become mandatory for those companies whose net worth is more than 250 crore, or those companies who are listed on the stock exchanges. And therefore, understanding of INDES is very much expected from all of us. So you do not have to study all the indices because that will take you 3-4 months if you really have to study all the indices and gain a good understanding. But it would be good enough. It would be good enough that you be aware as to what those standards are, so that you will be able to answer those questions. Then you come to this topic number 7, which is general awareness. Now, as you can see, general awareness is general awareness. So there cannot be boundaries as such. But what are the topics that you need to prepare? Right to constitutional remedies, provision of union judiciary, provisions of high courts in the states. That is what you need to prepare. Rights of workmen under labor laws, economy, financial markets, basic concepts of valuation. So what is valuation, what are the approaches to valuation, what are the methods of valuation, how do you do the valuation of the tangible assets, how do you do the valuation of intangible assets. There are 3 categories of valuation also. So you can have a category of land and building and plant and machinery, and then you can have the category of securities and financial assets. So you just need to be aware of the basics of the valuation, and that should be good enough for you. And then of course, understanding of forensic audit, and you can see the weightage here is of 7 marks. And if you prepare of these topics, I think these, I would say, are kind of low lying fruits, and you should be able to take benefit of it. Now friends, how to prepare for the exam. Few important tips that I would like to share, which I have already told you. Number 1, I'm recommending that you must visit the website of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India's IPA. It is very useful because you will get the Bare Act, enough material, MCQs. Then I would also recommend, as I have said in the very beginning, attempt this exam first time as quickly as possible without really bothering whether you are prepared or you're not prepared. Just do it, actually. Just do it, because you would experience that this will give you a strategic advantage in your preparation. And I would also recommend that in case if you are really keen, then you must prepare for the insolvency exam and also for the valuation exam simultaneously, because a lot of course curriculum is overlapping. So एक के साथ में एक free का वो advantage आपको मिल सकता है. But remember, both exams are extremely demanding, and both exams need tremendous amount of preparation. Let's now, friends, come to the second part, and that second part is when you're sitting in front of the computer and writing the exam, how should you go about it? Friends, एक बात जो आपको बताना चाहूँगा वो ये, नंबर 1, दिस एग्जाम इज एक्सट्रीमली यूज़र फ्रेंडली. ये जो ऑनलाइन एग्जाम है, MCQ बेस्ड एग्जाम है, इज एक्सट्रीमली यूज़र फ्रेंडली. That means what? That means when you sit in front of the computer, everything has been so well categorized. क्या मतलब है कहने का मतलब ये है कि आपके सामने एक क्वेश्चन आता है, आपको लगता है कि आपको उसका आंसर मालूम है, यू कैन आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन एंड देन मूव टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ऑटोमेटिकली. आपके सामने एक क्वेश्चन आता है लेकिन आपको डाउट है कि वेदर यू नो द आंसर, यू डू नॉट नो द आंसर, एंड देयरफॉर यू कैन मार्क इट फॉर रिव्यू. दैट मीन्स you can always come back to this question later on. And of course, if a question comes in front of you and you are not sure whether you know the answer, you are definitely sure that you do not know the answer, then what you can do, you simply skip this question. And at any point in time, you can check how many questions you have answered. So one line will come. How many questions you have marked for review? One line will come. How many questions you have not attempted? One line will come. So this is the degree of the user friendliness of this exam. And okay, so now अब देखिए, how should you handle this exam when you're sitting in front of the computer? Now friends, my recommendation will be, एक बात याद रखिए in your preparation, that you need 60 marks to pass this exam, and therefore you must target your preparation to achieve something like 75 to 80 marks, which means what? Which means 20 marks you can you can keep in option. So if you have your target should be to score 80 marks. Remember, your target should be to score 80 marks, but also remember what you need is only 60 marks to pass. तो अगर आप 80 के लिए टारगेट करेंगे तो 60 मार्क्स तक आप वहाँ से पहुँच जाएंगे, ऐसा मुझे लगता है. अब क्या करिए, आपके सामने एक क्वेश्चन आया, राइट? आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन only if you are 100% sure that you know the answer. Second question आया, you are not sure whether you know the answer, you do not know the answer, mark it for review. Third question आया, you are 200% sure that you do not know the answer. Don't waste your time on this question at all. Just skip it. Just skip it. Why? Because if you spend time on this question about which you do not know, in reading that question, trying to recollect as to what is the answer, you will spend 1 or 2 minutes only in doing that. And time is scarce commodity with you in the examination hall. So the moment you realize that you do not know the answer of this question, just skip it. Just don't touch it at all. Don't waste your time on this at all. ऐसा करते जाइए, करते जाइए, करते जाइए, करते जाइए, करते जाइए. You will come to the end of the exam paper. Now you can check कि कितने ऐसे क्वेश्चंस हैं जिसको आपने कॉन्फिडेंटली आंसर किया है. एंड रिमेंबर, जिन भी क्वेश्चंस को आपने आंसर किया है, कॉन्फिडेंटली किया है, सो यू विल गेट लेट्स से द स्कोर ऑफ 65. तो आपके सामने स्क्रीन पे आता है कि द क्वेश्चंस दैट यू हैव आंसर्ड इज कमिंग 65 और मोर. That means there is a full possibility that you have passed the exam. Why you have passed the exam? Because you have answered only those questions about which you are 100% confident that you know the answer. So there is a full possibility that you have passed the exam, and therefore if you have some time left, what you do, make use of that time. Make use of that time, and वो जो आपने क्वेश्चन जो मार्क किए थे ना रिव्यू के लिए, उनमें से कुछ क्वेश्चंस को देख लो. और अगर आपको लगता है कि कोई क्वेश्चंस का आपको आंसर याद आ गया है, अगेन यू गॉट टू बी कॉन्फिडेंट, नो मटका, नो गैस वर्क. रिमेंबर, आपको याद आ गया, वो 2-4 ऐसे अगर आप कर पाते हैं तो कर लीजिए. प्रेस द बटन. मे दी गॉड बी विद यू. आई एम श्योर यू विल गेट अ फ्लैश ऑन योर कंप्यूटर. Congratulations, you have passed the exam. Go out and distribute a box of sweets to everybody. Second situation that can happen is the number of the questions that you are confidently answered is coming to 55. That means you are there and you are not there. Now what you do? अब वो जो आपने questions review के लिए छोड़े थे, go back to those questions. उसमें से using the logic of elimination, try and answer 10-12 questions. But remember, no guesswork, because guesswork in this exam doesn't work. No guesswork. Try as much as you can based on your logic of elimination. Stretch करो मेमोरी को. कुछ अगर याद आ जाता है तो ऐसे करके लीजिए, 10-12 क्वेश्चंस को करिए. May the God be with you. Press the button after reviewing and answering those questions. May the God be with you. There is a full possibility you will get a news in front of you saying congratulations, you have passed the exam. So what do you do? Go out and distribute 2 boxes of sweets, because आप रहते रहते क्लियर होके आ गए तो आपको 2 मिठाई के डब्बे बांटने चाहिए. Third possibility, the number about which you are confident, the questions about which you are confident is coming only 45. Now what you do? लेफ्ट को भी मत देखिए, राइट को भी मत देखिए. अपना सारा सामान उठाइए और घर जाइए बाकी का जो टाइम है उसको आगे की प्रिपरेशन में लगाइए. So friends, this is the approach that you must face, must deploy when you are writing this exam, sitting in front of the computer. So friends, with this we come to the close of the preparation, how to prepare the exam. But just to quickly share with you, this IBC code has had its impact. Number one, because of the IBC code, India's ranking in the ease of doing business from 155 has come to 63, which is a tremendous improvement, all because of the IBC code. About 5 lakh crore of the NPAs have come back physically in the banking system. Physically, 5 lakh crore of amount or thereabout has come back to the system. And there is a discipline among the unscrupulous businessmen. So today the businessmen in this country do not take the control for granted, and which of course is improving the functioning of the corporates in this country. Uh, our role and responsibility as an insolvency professional. So remember, only passing the exam is not enough. Passing the exam and proving to be a real professional, real insolvency professional, an exemplary insolvency professional, to establish yourself as that is what is expected from all of us. So, what we need to do is proactively align with the purpose of IBC that I have discussed. Do not be litigative. Remember, you are insolvency resolution professional. Your role and responsibility is to resolve the insolvency, find out the solutions, solve the problems. Don't try to get into the litigation. Because if you are going into the litigation, remember, you are not being productive, you are being counterproductive. You are not fulfilling the role for which you have been there. You are doing the other way around. So do not avoid litigation in every possible, because your role is to solve the insolvency. It's an opportunity to make a positive impact on the economy. Do not look at the insolvency profession merely as another stream of cash flow for yourself, another stream of revenue for yourself. See, revenue will come. Revenue will come definitely, but the mindset should not be to work for the revenue. Mindset should be it's an opportunity as a professional, because when you are appointed as IRP or RP of a company, you are de facto the chief executive officer. You are getting into a leadership role. Fulfill that leadership role. Fulfill that leadership role. So set high standards of ethics, professional and good governance. Position of IRP put you in leadership role, and therefore discharge it accordingly. Finally, friends, facilitate realization of objectives of the code and make a positive impact on the economy of the country. And with this, friends, I am happy to close my session with all of you. And in case if there are questions, I would be very happy to take them. Thank you so much. Thank you, and wish you all the very best. In case if any one of you would like to have a copy of this presentation, here is my WhatsApp number. You can send me a WhatsApp, and I will be happy to share the PPTs. In any case, please remember, in any case, all these videos are available on the Facebook page of PCET's पुणे बिजनेस स्कूल. तो अगर आप PCET के पुणे चिंचवड एजुकेशन ट्रस्ट का जो पुणे बिजनेस स्कूल है, उनके फेसबुक पर अगर आप जाएंगे तो ये सारे वीडियोस आपको पुराने वाले भी और आज का भी वहाँ अवेलेबल मिलेंगे. सो इन केस इफ़ यू हैव मिस समथिंग यू कैन सी इट देयर. सो that is another thing that I thought I will share with you. And finally, thank you so much and wish you all the very best. Thank you, Rishikesh, so much. Thank you all the participants. Such a pleasure, and see you tomorrow once again. Thank you so much. Thank you.